Hello, 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 everybody. It's Shelly and CJ, Coffee, Anxiety, and Love. How are y'all doing today? It is Friday, and we have officially been in North Dakota for a week now. We left Moore, Texas on Monday last week, and it took us from Monday to Friday afternoon, basically, to get here to North Dakota. First stop was Oklahoma. We visited his friends in Oklahoma, stayed with them a night. Went up to Kansas, stayed a night real quick there. Kansas, nothing spectacular there. I believe there was a lot of casinos in Kansas, right? There's still some casinos
Yeah,
left
all
over here.
through, coming all the way
Kansas,
up.
Nebraska, yeah. Nebraska, very, very, not much to see there either, just flatlands. South Dakota, on the other hand, I fell in love with South Dakota. South Dakota is beautiful. I've never seen so many lakes, ponds, streams, creeks, rivers, whatever it was. They were everywhere. And then the RV park, or we stayed at a state park, Fort Sisseton. That was a beautiful park. It was a little bit more out of our budget than what we were expecting to, but I'm really glad we stayed there and we paid a little bit extra. We pretty much had that park basically to ourselves. It wasn't very big. It was right by the lake, and it was just peaceful and beautiful and well maintained. The restrooms were beautiful. So if you've ever done any traveling, it's going to be funny, but having a good shower and a good restroom is going to be like the highlight of your entire trip. So that whole campground was just very, very beautiful, very relaxing, very peaceful. I'm glad, we finally got our rhythm from Monday to, I think we got there on Thursday. Yeah, we got to South Carolina on Thursday.
South Dakota.
South Dakota on Thursday, early morning, right about mid-afternoon. And it took us that long to get a rhythm of driving and knowing where we were going, to actually get to that park and actually have time to sit down, unload a little bit, relax, cook, walk the park. We went on a hike. The dogs, got to move around a little bit. And the next morning we got up early and we came to North Dakota. I don't think it took us that long to get here either, right?
About 3 or 4 hours.
3 or 4 hours to get to North Dakota. And it was very easy getting here, very easy trek. North Dakota, it's nothing but farmland. It's flat and fields and fields and fields of farmland. So
Pretty boring.
yeah, it's not really a lot to see. And we've heard that the town we're in, Grafton, has a lot to do, but we've looked around and we can't find that lots to do. So, but anyway, we're here. It's Friday. It's been a week, and I just want to say to all the work campers or RV travelers of any kind, even if it's a small camper trailer, from the micro minis up to the large, extremely large fifth wheels. This is not for the weak at heart. Traveling with the RV is not for the weak at heart. You're talking about rain, you're talking about wind, traffic, people pushing you around, especially when, not so much beginner, but not as experienced as some of these people have been on the road with RVs. It was very, very anxious for me, and I wasn't even the one driving. It was CJ who was driving that whole time, and he was having a lot of aches and pains, and I just knew my anxiety level was way too high. We had a little bit of swaying with the trailer that we had, and we downsized from a 25-foot to a 20-foot trailer, and we still had some sway, and I didn't feel like I was ready to start doing that just yet. I know I'm going to have to try. I know I am. But this first trip, like actually traveling through different states, I didn't feel like that was the best opportunity for me to learn, or maybe it was the perfect opportunity for me to learn. But I was just more scared of, my brain was losing the load. That's it. That's our whole life in there. That's all I can think about. And in this RV, that is our entire being in here. Even though it's only a 20-foot trailer, our entire lives are in it. So, but I'll let CJ talk a little bit about the driving up here and what was all involved in a not so experienced driver with an RV, smaller one now.
Make sure your load is balanced, for one. With these pull behind bumper pulls, trailers and things like that, you want to make sure most of your weight is up front. That's something that we learned, because if most of it is towards the back, when we first left Texas, we had all of our plants and stuff in the back. So it was adding a lot of weight to the back of the trailer, which was causing more sway. And then getting out of Texas just sucked as far as the distance, because you know you can go 12 hours in any direction in Texas and you're still in Texas. Driving up to Oklahoma took us 14 hours. With the sway and everything, we were only able to drive like 50, 60 miles an hour, so it took us a lot longer than what we actually expected. The distance between where we were at in Moore, Texas, to my buddy's place in McAllister, Oklahoma, was only supposed to be about 8.5 hours. But because of that, the sway, stops, it ended up taking 14 hours. We didn't get there. We left at 7:30 in the morning, and we didn't get there till like almost 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night. The next day we had to readjust, move everything from the back of the trailer to the front of the trailer and in the back of the truck. We made it a little bit better. Still wasn't great, but at least it made a huge difference. Getting from Oklahoma to Kansas, Kansas to Nebraska, wasn't bad. You know, between 6 and 8 hours each trip maybe, and then Nebraska to South Dakota, 4 to 6 hours, something like that. It wasn't horrible, and we were already on the border of South Dakota, or pretty close to it, and then we got to South Dakota, we were already pretty much on the border of North Dakota.
Yeah.
So it didn't take us very long in between those trips. But I'll say, once you get out of Oklahoma, there's not much to see. It's pretty boring. It's flat. It's farmland.
Up to South Dakota. South
Yeah.
Dakota was beautiful. There's still a lot of rolling hills and farmland, but the terrain, like I said, it's rolling, and then there's so much water. It was just beautiful.
Yeah.
South Dakota is just beautiful. I
South
don't even
Dakota-
know what to say. I mean,
South Dakota was incredible. And then we crossed the border in North Dakota and didn't even know, basically. There's not much going on. It's all farmland. Left, right, wherever you look, there's cornfields.
and right now we're in Grafton, North Dakota. And how many hours are we away from the border, Canada? Like,
Oh, we're like 50 minutes
Yeah.
from the border.
just about an hour to Canada, and which would have been awesome had we researched it a little bit more and gotten our passports. I would love to get the opportunity to go up to Canada and look around, especially before it gets too cold. It's already kind of chilly. It's not very cold, but it's getting to the point where you can feel that wind chill coming through, and it's going to get really, really cold. And I think part of that is going to be where we're going to be having more issues.
Hey.
Yeah, so we're at an RV park, and we have both of our dogs outside right now, Vixen and Stewart, and they have a little friend who comes and tries to pet them every day, so they love the attention, so they're cool with it. But yeah, I wish we would have known, and we could have done more research and known we were going to be so close to the border, and like saying getting up to Canada would have been great, you know?
We're only about 2 hours from Winnipeg, so
Yeah, which would have been really cool, but you learn, and
maybe next year.
yeah, I know my anxiety was so high getting here that I don't remember if it was in South Dakota, once we got to South Dakota, that I broke down. I literally was crying.
Nebraska.
And Nebraska? Okay. So in Nebraska, mind you, that's just Nebraska, not, barely halfway there. And I broke down crying. I'm like, I'm not doing this again. It's too much. I can't do this. And just the other day, CJ and I were sitting out here drinking coffee and eating our food. And it's been great out here. The weather's been nice. It's really, really windy today. Not very chilly, but it's a lot of wind. And I told him, you know what, minus the driving, minus our issue with the trailer, I know that can probably be fixed a little bit better. There's something we can do that can fix that. Minus that, it's beautiful out here. The park's gorgeous, the park that they have us at. And since we're doing the sugar beet harvest, this is all for the sugar beet harvest up here in North Dakota. They're paying for the time that we're at the park, and we're working for them. They're paying for us to be here at the park. So we have full hookup. We have water, light, everything. There's shower houses and things like that, because unfortunately we did downsize our trailer, but we don't have running water. We had some issues with the lines and stuff like that, and we just ran out of time. We didn't have time to actually fix it, and we can't really do any major repairs here. But the water issue is not going to be a big deal. We do have electricity, so we are able to keep warm. We do have propane, not inside, and even if we did have propane inside, I don't think I would cook inside. I just don't like the way it's going to leave everything the smell. Since it's such a small trailer, I just feel like it's going to smell like salt, garlic, onion, and everything all the time. So I just don't want the food smells in there. So what we've been doing this week, since we've had downtime, we went to orientation on Tuesday, we went to training on Wednesday in the morning, and then CJ went back in the afternoon or evening to go do training for a skid steer. Hopefully he gets on a skid steer operation. And on my training that morning, I went ahead and got in on pile operator, which is the big machine that they use to load all the beets into the culverts. I went up there and I was looking around seeing that, and hopefully I can get on pile operator, which actually, if you're an operator or using skid steer or anything like that, you're getting paid a little bit more, like a couple of dollars more. So hopefully we both get on those line of work when we're out there. But the park is being paid for. It's very calm. The people are very nice. There's other people here with the sugar beet harvest that have introduced themselves to us, and we've talked. And other than the driving part, I think this wouldn't be horrible. It wouldn't be horrible. If we could stay out of the really, really cold element, like if we can get out of here before it gets snowing and wet and cold, that'd be cool. I wouldn't mind doing something like this again, somewhere else that wasn't so hot like Texas. That'd be cool. Especially if they're going to set you up with a campsite, something like this, where you have your electricity, your water, and everything you need, and you're able to go work for them, and do a few weeks at a time or a month at a time. Yeah, I think I would do it again. It's a little bit hard having to live in an RV and not having the space you do when you have a house, and then to top it off, you're not just working for somebody else, you're also working for yourself. So we're both, we still have our artwork that we're trying to do, but we haven't even really had a chance to sit down and do that, because I've been meal prepping like crazy, because I anticipate we're not going to have very much downtime once we start working, and that starts officially October 1st, and we should find out today if we're working day or night shift. And once that starts, we're working 12-hour shifts. So there's not going to be much time to go grocery shopping, to be actually cooking, because it takes me a couple of hours to cook anything out here, because we're just on a a 2-burner stove. So we've been meal prepping like crazy, trying to get some meals ready, and at least for another week or a week and a half, so that when we do have a next downtime, we'll be able to prep some more, hopefully. If not, we'll just be eating snacks and sandwiches or canned soups or something until we can cook again, because it's going to be, number one, too windy, and number two, pretty chilly from what I understand. So what else? How have you liked it being out here? I mean, at the RV park anyway.
The RV park it's a beautiful park. There's a small forest area that we can go. It's got trails. We take the dogs for a walk. We're able to forage.
Yeah, we foraged some mushrooms.
Yeah, there's been some mushrooms there, some elm oysters, and because they have a whole cornfield, they said you can't pick the corn. So we're not picking the corn, but we've noticed growing on the corn is the huitlacoche, which is the corn smut. And I don't think they want the fungus growing on their corn anyway, so we take that and eat that for breakfast.
It's very good, very good.
Aside from that, I mean, there's plenty of fat squirrels to look at. Not much else, but again, the park is beautiful. The surrounding area, there's
It's
nothing
just
here.
flat land.
There's
It's
just
flat land.
cornfields and that's it.
Corn, beets, and potatoes, and that's it. That's all that's around here. We can have potatoes galore. We can go to any one of these farmers, and they sell potatoes right out of their patch. So, I mean, it's not horrible. There's not a lot to do. We didn't really, want a lot of things to do anyway, other than maybe rock hound. We can't do that either here. There's no rocks out here. Nothing like that. There's water and there's lakes, and we can go fishing, catfish, but there's not very much else for us to do as far as
Our interests.
our interests. Yeah, what we like to do, other than the hikes. And I mean, it's the same trail over and over. I mean, the most we can do is find, new things to eat in there or new medicines. What did we find? Something for me?
Motherwort.
Motherwort. Good for a lot of issues for women. Yeah, menopausal symptoms and things like that is what I'm going through right now. So we'll see how that helps. But there's an abundance of that before it gets too cold. So we'll probably end up going in there and foraging some more and seeing how that helps. But yeah, other than that, we've been here a week. Officially, work day is October 1st. We get our assignments sometime tonight, day or night shift. And once they tell us that, then October 1st, it's go. 12-hour shifts, as long as the weather holds up right.
One thing I will say is the yellow jackets out here are brutal. It doesn't matter, and they swarm me for whatever reason. They attack me. In Texas, I didn't get bothered by hardly anything except maybe flies, just regular house flies. Mosquitoes, for the most part, left me alone. But here, these yellow jackets are just all over me. As soon as we come to sit down and eat, they're all over me. They may fly around her a little bit, but I've already gotten stung for no reason. I was just sitting there, got stung in the back of my arm. So I went and got a trap, and with my knowledge of mycology and mushroom growing, there is a mushroom known as Cordyceps militaris, and they actually grow on the wasp bodies. So, as my own little form of revenge, I'm growing some Cordyceps. Because screw them yellow jackets, man. They're just nasty out here.
They're horrible. Yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it. We'll close out our first week here. It's been fun. We have a mixer tonight with some of the crew from one of the other campsites and one of the other beet harvest locations. There's several different harvest locations. We're at the Drayton site. There's a South Thomas site, and then there's a Grafton site right up the road. I want to say there's also one on the Minnesota side, because we have some people that are on the Minnesota side that come over here to work here.
I thought there was like 30 different sites.
I don't know, but so far I've counted 5 different sites close to us, but I know there's
also
more.
Michigan and then Minnesota.
Okay, Michigan and Minnesota. Yeah, you're right. So there's quite a few sites. It's just, I guess they position you wherever you're close to. Like I said, we're at Drayton, and for the people that are here, I want to say there's like 4 different campers here. We're the only ones that have the longest drive, which is like 30 minutes. From here to Drayton site is 30-minute drive for us. I think Let's Keep Going is another some more campers that came out. Look them up, Let's Keep Going. They have their Facebook page. I'm not sure if they have a YouTube page or not. I haven't researched that, but they're right up the road in the Grafton site. She said it's like, 15 minutes up, maybe?
It's not like even. 8 minutes.
Yeah, it's just a few minutes up. And then the 2 schoolies that are next to us, the 2 buses, they're up in South Thomas, I want to say. I'm almost certain they're in St. Thomas. I don't know if they have YouTube channels, but I do know, or St. Thomas, I'm sorry. They're going to be out at St. Thomas, so their drive is like 20 minutes or something like that. So we'll see how everybody does after the first day, if we get to see each other. I don't know, that evening, that morning, whatever, but we'll see how everybody does on their first full 12-hour shift. Alrighty, guys, we'll update y'all and keep y'all in the loop on what's going on out here at Grafton, North Dakota. Love you guys.